we're going to make a homemade RC. Sorry. Today we're going to make a homemade radio control airplane with really cheap materials. The main material I'm going to use is styrofoam. I got this one for free because that came with a new fridge. But you can buy these styrofoam panels for very cheap or something similar like isolation panels. You will also need the electronic components. What I'm showing right now is a kit that comes with a motor, ESC and propellers, so you won't have to buy everything separately. You will also need the servos, batteries, battery chargers, and the radio with the receiver. Everything will be listed in the description down below. So I start with the process of building this airplane. The first thing I'm going to do is define the size of the wing and also mark the middle of it because that will be very useful when aligning the wing. And then I started to give it some shape, although it's very simple. To build this airplane, I'm not using any previous design or using plans. I'm just building it on the go with my previous experiences of building other airplanes. But if you want to build this same airplane, I'm going to leave a plan, a PDF document, in the description of this video so you can download it and see the measurements and use it as a guide. Right now I'm just making the shape of the wing airfoil. That's really important if you want the airplane to fly better. The airfoil is the shape that generates lift more efficiently with less aerodynamic drag. And don't forget to clean up the mess of the styrofoam. Our wing is almost ready, but at least it has the shape of the airfoil. Now I'm going to make the fuselage. I'm going to use 2 sheets to make it stronger. Still, this material is not strong enough, so I would recommend using some wooden spine. One of the techniques to cut the styrofoam is to use a hot blade, but it has to be hot enough, otherwise this will happen. You can also use some special tools to cut the styrofoam, but I don't have them, so I will use my sharp knife. After we have the 2 pieces of the fuselage, I'm going to cut out the horizontal stabilizer, and afterwards I'm going to make the vertical stabilizer. The stabilizers will have a symmetrical airfoil. Since we don't need them to produce lift, they just need to be aerodynamic. And this is the last surface we're going to make out of styrofoam, the vertical stabilizer. Then we will use this wooden stick to reinforce the wing. That way the wing will stand a lot of torsion and G-forces without breaking apart. I'm just trying to make enough space for the wooden stick to fit in there. The soldering iron is an excellent tool to melt the styrofoam and make precise cuts or cavities. And to finish the surfaces, especially the wing, I'm going to use this colored packing tape. If you don't have or can't find a color packing tape, then you can use any kind of packing tape, but the idea is to make the surfaces shiny and as aerodynamic as possible. I recommend placing the tape from the trailing edge to the leading edge, or from the rear part of the wing to the front of the wing. That way the wind won't peel off the tape. Once all the surfaces are covered, I'm going to take a look at what I've got in the mail. The electronic components we're going to use. If you're a beginner and you don't know how to connect all the electronic components, I'll leave a link in the description of this video to an article of my website where you will find a video that will explain everything in detail, connections, software setup, and everything else. In the same article, you will find the PDF with the drawings of this project. Now I'm going to use this 5mm plywood to cut some pieces. I'm going to cut out a personalized motor base and also a base for the landing gear. I'm using hot glue to fix the motor in the nose of the airplane, but because this material is very fragile, I recommend reinforcing it with some tape or more glue, or even, as I said before, using a wooden spine throughout the whole fuselage. Step number 478, soldering the connectors for the ESC and motor, and also the battery connector, depending on what kind of battery you're using. There are many ways to make a landing gear. I'll leave it up to you. One option is using a strong wire like this aluminum wire and then put some wheels on it. Normally you will use some steel wire, but later on I'm going to put my own landing gear that I built for a previous project made out of wood. And now it's time to make the control surfaces. This is a very simple technique to make the control surfaces. And then it's time to put the horizontal and vertical stabilizers together to glue them on the tail. It is very important that this horizontal stabilizer has the same angle of incidence than the wing, although the wing can also have a slight positive angle of attack in respect to the horizontal stabilizer to produce a little bit more lift, but this incidence shouldn't exceed 5 degrees or so. This is called the décollage angle. More information can be found in the description below. Then I make the ailerons out of the wings and put the servos in place. I'm going to use popsicle sticks as control horns. 2 of them will be strong enough to do this. This is something you might know already, but before putting the servos in place, and especially before putting the servo arm, just connect the servo to a receiver or to a servo tester and let them move to their neutral point. And now I have to bind the radio and the receiver. Then connect all the servos, and then make some mixes or radio setup. I explain all of this in detail in a video that you will find in an article from my website linked in the description below. Now I use some common wire to make the push rods. Again, make sure the servo is at its neutral point, the control surface is also leveled, and the push rod is the correct length. And make the C bend. These wooden sticks that I'm going to put up here are going to be used to strap the wing in place using some rubber bands. And now I'm going to make some space to put the battery, receiver, and other components. And if your receiver has two antennas, place them at 90 degrees, one in respect to the other. And then we make the connections. Again, I explained this in the article, which link will be found in the description below. And now I'm placing the landing gear that I mentioned before. And basically the airplane is ready. So it's time to go out and fly. During the whole video I haven't explained many things that you have to be aware of before flying this airplane. For example, the center of gravity, which is the weight distribution of the plane. In order to not make this video any longer, I will leave a link in the description below that will explain everything about the center of gravity and the balance the airplane should have before the flight. It's also important the direction of the control surfaces, so make sure all of the control surfaces are moving in the right direction when setting up your radio and doing the mixes to avoid any tragedy. And lastly, I will recommend you to get an RC flight simulator to practice and learn how to fly one of these RC airplanes. RC flight simulators are the best way to get started flying these airplanes, and it helps a lot before going to the real world and crashing your own airplane. Unfortunately, the day I was flying this airplane, the weather was very windy, so I had to battle against it. But I could manage to fly it and it was very fun. This airplane was surprisingly good. It was very maneuverable and it had a lot of power. So I consider this project a complete success. If you have a friend that would like to be a pilot, an engineer, an inventor, or anything related to this hobby, share this video to him or her. And if you learned something today or enjoyed the video, consider subscribing to support my work. Also, if you purchase any of the components from the links down below, I'll get a small commission that is also helpful for the growth of this channel. I'll see you in the next project.